Join us, MrTruck.com, for truck reviews, trailer reviews, and accessory reviews. Yeehaw! How's Silver? Well, yes, I got the new 2022 Maverick that Ford loaned me. And this thing's got like 1,500 pound payload. It's crazy. I could load this in and the trailer of 2,000 pounds. I'm going to put this on a trailer next so I can get it right at 2,000 pounds on my ATV trailer. But we're going to take this rig to Vegas, to the SEMA convention. Haven't gone in a couple years because they haven't had it in a couple years. So this will be exciting. So I'll put at least 1,600 miles on this. So when I get back, I'll tell you what kind of fuel mileage I got and all the different conditions, how it did the hills. We're going to tow a trailer here when I get back. So, pretty cool. It's a neat little truck. Actually has a lot of room in the front. It's a comfortable ride. But I have a lot more to tell you about it when I get back from Vegas. So, come join us for the review. It'll be several parts, so stay tuned. MrTruck.com. Okay, I'm on the big trip. Ford loaned me this truck to take it from eastern Colorado to Vegas to SEMA. So I'll be at SEMA all this week. Kelsey's going to do some videos with me. And I'm going to be doing all kinds of stuff. Actually, tomorrow I'll be doing a Bronco event somewhere out in the middle of nowhere in the desert. Checking out one of their rodeos. And hopefully get that video up tomorrow night. And hopefully, we don't know what the mask mandate will do when we get there, because right now you have to wear a mask if you're inside, and I don't know. That's not got much fun. I caught a lot of hell last year when I did that in 2020, trying to be all legal and all. So hopefully you guys won't get all upset this time if I have to, but if we do, you know, there's a thing where you don't wear them when you're eating food. So I may just buy a lot of donuts, and every time I do an interview, we'll just chow down. See if you guys probably can hear me better that way than you could if I was wearing a mask. So anyway, we're gonna see what we can do. I'm almost thinking they're gonna let us go without masks after we get there. That's how Colorado is. Every building you go to, a sign up saying gotta have a mask, and you get inside, nobody enforces it. So we'll see if that's the fact in Nevada. I hope so. Clark County, Las Vegas. And right now I'm in Glenwood Canyon. You've heard a lot about Glenwood Canyon. It's right before you get to Grand Junction. Just past Eagle and all that. And it's so cool because it's where the interstates are stacked on top of each other, because it's a narrow canyon, and it's, you know, it's a river. And with all the forest fires last year, a lot of the trees burned down, so then when it did rain, you had mudslides, and it was actually totally collapsing the road, covering the road. So it's been closed off and on a lot this summer. Now, from what I can check out, westbound is open. I think sometimes eastbound I'll close it at night to work on it, but anyway, it's beautiful through here. I just always loved driving through Glenwood Canyon. And this Maverick, Ford gave me this XLT, and it's kind of a loaded XLT. But of course, it's all hybrid, so I got a 2.5 Atkins gas engine and a CVT transmission. And you guys have all heard about those enough by now. I was born with those. Clear back in the 50s, the combines we used to harvest wheat, that's what they had. A great big giant belt and two pulleys. And depending on whether that pulley was on the engine or on the drive shaft, which way it went. But the pulley was made to squeeze together and make the belt taller. And it was a great big pulleys. And I can't remember if both ends did that or just the one end, because, you know, that's how gearing is. Just like on a motorcycle or bicycle, you put a big gear on the back on the wheel and it gears it down. You put the little gear up front and it gears it down. So it's similar kind of thing to how you set up a bicycle or a motorcycle with chains. And it worked really well. It's a constant variable transmission. That's what it was. You could have so many different, there was no locked-in speeds. Now these newer ones, like this one, and what I've seen in my granddaughter's Toyota Corolla, the first gear I think has its own planetary, so it actually starts in a gear. I betting this one does. I haven't seen the breakdown of the transmission. So it probably has a planetary for reverse and a planetary for first, but I don't know. I've got to find a breakdown of the engine. But hopefully I'll see a bunch of these up here at Vegas, and I'll see some more Bronco stuff. I want to try to video some more Bronco accessories that have come out. But we're going through a lot of tunnels through here. This is so cool. My wife and I went this route on the train. I had our honeymoon in Linwood Springs, which was so awesome. Because, you know, that's Colorado River. They call it Moon River. And that's what the guys on the train told us. And that meant that, you know, when you go by those rafts out there on the river, they would stand up and moon you. So we figured all that stuff out. But anyway, so I'll get this Sunday. I'll get to Vegas Sunday night, evening, and go play Broncos tomorrow. And then I'll be shooting video Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and some of that time with Kelsey, and we'll get something done here to bring back and show you folks. But we're in a tunnel, so you can't see me. So just pretend. Now you can see me. It's going to be exciting. We haven't had a SEMA in a couple of years. And, you know, last year they did some kind of virtual thing. And I did all that within ATDA too, a virtual. This year it was live. It was so much nicer. Those are the two goals. But this is the most direct route. I looked at all of them before I took off, make sure this is all going to be feasible. This is the direct route. Goes right through the mountains. You go over the tunnels that pass there. You go over the Vail Pass. You go over, you know, a lot of snowy conditions. So this time of the year, it's always iffy whether you can go all the way through or not. And I don't know if I have snowflakes on my tires. I couldn't find any. This is a front-wheel drive, not a four-wheel drive. So I guess we'll see if I get arrested and flogged or whatever they're going to do to me if that's the problem. But on my truck, I always have chains I take along with me, but I have nothing that'll fit this size of wheel. Maverick, and it is so cool. I'll tell you a few things about it. You know, it's got it's supposed to go 50 miles on electricity alone. It is 155 pound-feet of torque, 191 horsepower. So it gets up and scoots, and it's got a sport mode. I love the modes on this thing. Even though it's a front-wheel drive, two-wheel drive hybrid, it's got a tow haul mode, slippery mode, sport mode, eco mode, which I'm in right now. And it's pretty awesome. It's actually very comfortable. I don't like the door. The interior looks like it was done on a 3D printer. Maybe it was. But the handles are cool. They're just half handles, but they're hard as a rock. So me and being a wide-body reporter, my knees touching it all the time, and I'll probably have a callus there if I do this 1,600 miles. That's what it is, a little over 800 miles to Vegas from where I live in eastern Colorado. It's got like a 13.8 gallon fuel tank. I've only had to fill it up once, but it varies so much. You know, on the highway, cruising 70, 75, cruise control on, I'm getting around 36 miles to the gallon. But I go into a city, and there's, you know, stop signs and all that. I mean, I get 40, 42, 43. And at times, if your hills are just right, you can get over 50. So it really is a wide range. Just filled up with gas. I filled up last night and filled up now. And I went 349.6 miles. This computer says my average is now 38.4. Yeah, looks like I can go 562 miles to empty. Let's see what the math is. Okay, this last time, 349.6 divided by, where are you, Galleria? 9.11. 9.11 equals, wow, that's right on target. That shows 38.4, and we are 38.375. Holy cow. Well, that's good. It's really cool to see that the computer is accurate. I love it. Good job, Ford. You've got an accurate computer.
Welcome to SEMA, Mr. Truck.
Well, here's the number one problem in Vegas is parking. There is no parking. When they put the West Hall up, I thought that was going to be maybe parking, but no. There's no parking. Hotels all cost you $50 near the convention center. So I snuck in this little parking lot, and I got a little truck. I can park about anywhere. But there's no signs. There's no knowing what's going on, so I snuck right in there.
Don't go away, Mr. Truck.tv. We'll be right back.
there's that big engine, that Atkins 2.5. Of course, you can see the orange cabling. We know it's a hybrid. It's nice to see an engine instead of all the plastic crap they've been putting on stuff lately, but I don't know. It's got some nipples, so this thing may be made for a plastic cover, but I like the simplicity of no plastic cover. Yes, indeed. It's got wild lights on this thing. I haven't quite figured them all out yet. This is the Maverick. It's the new one. The new, what do they call these now? Mid-size? Nope, they're not the mid-size. They're the compact trucks. This is an XLT. It's pretty loaded for these. It's a little over 26,000. But, you know, I've got over 50 miles a gallon in the city. It's amazing. Now it's rated at 42 in the city, but on the highway, you know, I've gotten, 42, 43 with this thing. I'll pull a trailer when I get back from SEMA. Ford sent me this to me to drive to SEMA, so I'm going to drive it to SEMA. See how it handles the mountains and all that fun stuff. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Actually, it's got decent room in the front. The back is like any of these small trucks. There's room for children. Back here, got a hitch. So I'm tickled. I got to figure out if I got something I can plug into that four position trailer plug. But I do like it so far. Sprayed in bed liner. It's got, there's 120. It's only like 400 watt, like about everything is. Bed liner. It's got the little rail for adjustable hooks, and you actually have quite a few hooks. You got 2 in the back, and I guess if you count the sliding track, you've got 4 in the front and 4 in the back, actually. Little tiny baby sliding window, and it's mechanical. You can get a couple hands through there, and that's about it. I want to measure this bed. Well, this is Vegas in the morning. Look at that. It's Treasure Island. There's a battleship down there. Oh, wow, look at all that stuff. Too cool. And then over here, there's the wind towers, the Encore and the Wynn Hiltons. And then look at that, there's the mountains. There's Trump Tower. How about that? Vegas, baby. Okay, now we're inside SEMA. This is a Ford booth. This is like the biggest booth in the Central Hall. They got a lot of stuff in there. This is a slammed, modified Maverick. It's got all different colors to it and quite a few changes that they've made to it. This is on their floor, showing what can be done. And it looks pretty cool. Then this is where I went Monday. Started the whole thing off the Bronco off Rodeo, Mount Potosi, where they have a bunch of Broncos to drive. And if you own a Bronco, you can go to one of the 4 rodeos, and learn how to drive these. Kind of like what they did with the Raptor. But it's really cool. They had a lot there, and I went on the track, and I loved it out there on their track. And then, of course, this was the highlight of the show, was their new DR. Their racing model comes out in 2023. So if you want to buy one, go race. Now here is the rest of the Ford booth. They have everything in here. You know, they've got Bronco Sport, they've got the trucks, Broncos, overlanding stuff. It's just a lot of stuff to take on. And I wish I had time to stop into one of them and maybe interview some people, but there's just no time for it. It's too crowded, it's too loud. So anyway, yeah, look at that. It looks like a Ranger. I don't know what they're working on, but that happens too. And all the 150s are here, and it's quite a place. Now this one here is all set it up for overlanding on a 150, and you can stop. That's a Tremor, actually. You can actually stop and read. I tried to cover the placards that kind of give you more information on it, but it's great to see what all they got going on in here. And yeah, the overlanding is still the big thing. And in the West Hall, there's a whole section just on overlanding. But of course, Ford's not missing out on any of that. It's like all set up for desert racing. But yeah, it's quite the place. This is up on a shelf too. Everything else is below here, so Ford's got quite an advantage with this booth. You get past some of the hot rod stuff at the entrance, you get into the Ford booth.
But yeah, I don't know if that's a Raptor or just something they've created. Most of these things are creations from different people who do this, who just modify trucks. And that's yeah, it is a Raptor. But that's one of the few booths I've got to see. I also went to the Chevy booth, and I think that's about all the ones I had a chance to go visit. So anyway, a lot of cool stuff here. I enjoyed it. Oh, look at that. Place to park your buggies. Next year that might be where I park my buggy. I haven't quite decided exactly how next year is going to work out. But anyway, of course, once in a while I'd stop and look at a car. This just happens to be a Mustang, and I don't think it's the Steve McQueen special. It's something else. Of course, I got the E Mustangs here. Of course, I'm not into cars. Oh, look, a truck. It's an old truck. Of course, I got to look at this one. This one, can't tell what year it is. Looks like it's about a 71, maybe a 70. But, the back end's all flared out for bigger tires. But yeah, it's a gorgeous truck. Pretty cool. Yeah, it's another desert racer. That's what they've got here. These are on the ramps going up and down and into the main booth. But yeah. Some Bronco Sports. This one's all decked out. I like the color combination. It's a Badlands Bronco Sport. Yes, look at all those lights on top. Of course, I got a lot of aftermarket displays here too. They're been big, just like Mopar with Jeep is. They want to say something like Jeep does Wrangler, but Bronco's going to have all the same kind of things. That's what these are. These are decked out trucks. This is the revealing something or other. Reading those placards, all you do is stop the video to watch them. Pretty cool. Yeah. Got all the stuff on top. I like those cool almost doors on the side. This one here looks kind of like it's built for the fire department. Look at the colors on that. Pretty cool. Short wheelbase, two door. Made it look kind of like a pickup truck. So yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, it's the black diamond two door. Big flares, kind of like what the Sasquatch has. Probably the 35-inch tires. This one here is in kind of a green that's really in fashion right now. A four-door Bronco. Let's see what this one's called. This is the Outer Banks four-door. Yes. And here we go. We got one with tracks on it. I was going to do that to my side-by-side, but I never got around to it. It's very expensive, but that is so cool. It should be able to go anywhere. A lot of the better tracks are made to use winter and summer. But yeah, that one's all decked out, ready to go. Yeah, that's a Badlands Bronco four-door. Yes, that would be fun. These are all, outfitted specialty vehicles, ones on display. But yes, indeed. This one, is this a 4Runner? It says Fun Runner. No, it's not a Toyota. It's just another one of these souped up trucks. The Broncos, the modified puppies. Pretty awesome. But let's see what this one says. If I get close enough and hold it on long enough, it's a Badlands two door. Yeah, it says in the placard too all the things that they've done to it to make it special. Gotta make them special. But yeah, pretty cool. Then up here on the stage, it might be an electrified Mustang as well as an electrified old F150. Might even be an F100. But looking at the grill, looks like it's 78, 79. It's a two-wheel drive, and they've made it electric. That's going to be the next big thing. Is all these outfitters all be making their own electric vehicles, and seeing what